Thank you so much for joining me today for this wonderful yoga practice. We will be focusing on taking care of our neck and our shoulders, as well as the rest of our bodies too. I invite you to get down on your yoga mat and grab a couple of yoga blocks, or at least one if you have it, and have it nearby. You also might find that a blanket or a pillow or a bolster or anything like that would be supportive for your practice. My name is Christine, and this is a class that is live and being recorded with the Breast Friends organization in Tigard, Oregon. So if you would like more information about their organization, please find the link down in the description below. We are going to start laying on our backs today. So go ahead and come on down to the ground and let your feet walk out a little bit wider than hip width so that your knees kind of fall in towards one another to support each other. And you can adjust how wide or narrow your stance is. Just make it feel comfortable and sustainable for you. And then bring your hands to rest on your belly. And right away, I just want to say, as a woman, I have a kind of a mixed relationship with my belly. I have had one biological child, and my belly shows the evidence of that. But I also live in a Western culture that really says we women shouldn't even have a belly. It should be completely flat and sexy with the six-pack abs. So whatever your relationship is to your belly, I would like for you to just bring an attitude of compassion to the way that you are holding yourself here. And if you're comfortable enough to close your eyes, I encourage you to do that. And then just bring your full attention to the rise and fall of your belly underneath your hands. And you might bring this attitude of tenderness to your hands as if you were holding a kitten or a small child or a beloved grandmother's hand, with some softness, with compassion. Just feel that rise and fall of your beautiful belly in your hands. And even as you feel that breath down deep into your belly, you might also notice a gentle expansion into your hips. And you might even notice an expansion in your low back against your mat. And feel that breath flowing 360 degrees around your body. And we'll just be here for a few more quiet breaths, settling into our practice together today. And as you're here, you might also begin to notice if you're holding any tension in your forehead, the outer or inner corners of your eyes, and of course in our jaws. We carry lots of tension in our jaws as we grind our teeth and bite back words. You may notice that you are holding tension there, so I invite you to relax and release all the muscles of your face. Let your shoulders be heavy and grounded. And as we move throughout this practice today, always remember to listen to your body and your own inner wisdom. If I invite you to do something that does not feel comfortable for you, please feel free to do something different and honor yourself. Let's just take 3 more breaths here, really feeling the contact of your mat underneath you, supporting your feet, your pelvis, your back body, your arms, your skull. And then we'll take a nice big inhale here and reach your arms and legs out long and take a big full body stretch. And we don't want to go to 100% of how far we can stretch here. Just make it be soft, maybe just 50 or 60%. And when you're here, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, and maybe get long through one side and then through the opposite side. Let it be juicy and delicious, as if you're waking up from the best nap you ever had. And then we're going to rebend those knees and bring the feet back to the ground and have them be parallel here. And take one of your yoga blocks, and if you don't have a yoga block, you might use a thick book or a foam roller or even a firm pillow. And we're going to take that block in its lowest position, curl your chin up towards your heart, lift your head, and bring the block right underneath the base of your skull. And you might adjust how far up the block is or down, but you kind of want the edge closest to your heart to be right at the base of the skull, where the skull meets the neck. And we'll inhale here right at center, and as you exhale, just slowly and mindfully turn your head to gaze to the left. And then inhale back to center, and as you exhale, turn your gaze slowly towards the right. And from here, we'll just gently go side to side. Maybe you let your chin come a little bit closer to your collarbones as you move in each direction. And the next time we turn the gaze to the left, we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Let your chin come down towards your left shoulder as much as feels good to you, and open up your palms so that they're up towards the sky. And as you breathe, focus on the right side of your neck, your shoulder, your chest. Imagine you've got a big balloon there on the right side of your body that you can inflate with your inhale and soften and relax with your exhale. One more full cycle of breath right here. And then we'll inhale to come back through center, and exhale, turn your gaze to the right. And let's just hang out here for a few breaths. And this time we're focusing on the left side of the neck, breathing into that imaginary balloon, releasing tension as you exhale. And again, you don't want this to be as far as you can possibly go to the right. Maybe just 60, 70% of your capacity, because we don't want to add any more strain to this really sensitive area of our bodies. It's kind of our inclination when we feel discomfort to want to get rid of it, to make it go away, to rub it out. And sometimes we can create even more damage that way. So just be soft and gentle. We'll take one more cycle of breath over here at the right. And then we'll inhale to come back to center. Now, if this is enough for you, you might want to keep your block on the lowest setting. But if you want to get a little bit more length and decompression in the neck, you can turn the block up to the medium setting and bring the base of the skull right to that top edge of the block. If you notice that you want to do something a little different with the lower part of your body, you can always send your legs out long. Or maybe you can come back to our first posture with the feet wide and the knees together. Or I'm coming into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, with my feet together and the knees out wide. So we're kind of counteracting our typical posture in our Western world to be all closed in. And again, we'll open up the arms towards the sky. Inhale right here at center. Exhale, just turn your gaze to the left. And then we'll inhale, coming back through center again, and then exhale to turn to the right. And then just move organically here from side to side, massaging the base of the skull, decompressing the vertebra in the neck. Just giving yourself a little massage here. Feel free to spend an extra breath anywhere in particular that's calling out for you. And as you're ready, we'll turn the gaze to the left once again and stay here for a few breaths. And we're slowly releasing that fascia that is in between our skin and our muscle here. It's not as pliable as muscle is, so it takes a little bit of time for that to work itself out. You might dip your chin down a little bit lower towards your collarbone. And just breathe here for a few breaths. And if this posture doesn't feel good to you, feel free to once again find movement, or if you did identify a spot that's wanting some further attention, feel free to go there. One more full cycle of breath here on the left. And then we'll inhale to come back through center, and then exhale to turn the gaze to the right once more. Same thing on this side. Breathe into that imaginary balloon on the left side of the neck and the shoulder, the chest. Check in with your jaw, the muscles of your face, your forehead. See if you can relax those places too once again. And just let your arms and legs be heavy and relaxed here. One more full cycle of breath wherever you are. And then we'll inhale to come back to center. And we'll simply bring the knees up towards the sky if they're not already. And take your block out from underneath your head for a moment and just notice what you notice. Notice how your neck is feeling. Notice how the back of your skull is feeling. And you might even, rather than kind of be like, oh no, I wish my neck wasn't hurting, you might just say thank you to your pain, to your neck, to any places that are giving you discomfort right now, for letting them know that they need your care. And thank you for the hard work they do supporting this big old 10 to 12 pound skull we've got on top. And just acknowledge all the work our neck does, how much it moves, how much we ask of it. And just offer it a little bit of compassion. And then we're going to take this block once again and either roll to one side or the other or up to a quick seat. We're going to do a supported fish posture. So I'm just going to turn to show you. We'll have the block on the lowest setting, right underneath the shoulder blades. So the edge of the block that's closest to my belly is just about where the bottom of my shoulder blades are, or maybe where a bra strap would be if you're wearing a bra. And if you're not wearing a bra, good for you. We'll just bring that comfortably under the shoulder blades. And then open up your arms to the sky once again and bring the base of your skull down to the mat behind you. Opening up across the front of the throat now, the heart, the chest. If this is too much for your neck, take a second block or a pillow to support the back of your head. So whatever feels good to you. Or if this is not enough, you can take that second block on its medium setting and bring it back once again to the base of the skull. So lots of different options there. Everybody is at a different place in their practice, in their bodies. Again, you can choose your own adventure with the lower body, stretching your legs out long, finding constructive rest posture with the knees together, or butterfly posture with the feet together. And here we're just going to let the heart open, making space for the heart and the lungs. And we're also kind of, again, counteracting the posture that we usually take throughout the day when we're sitting or bending forward, working on different tasks. And this is also another way we can communicate to our nervous systems that we're safe. Because imagine when you're not safe, when we're in fight or flight and we don't feel safe, even if we are physically safe, but we don't feel safe, we are hunching over. We're protecting our heart, we're protecting our bellies. And when we take that physical posture, we're communicating to our immune system and to our nervous system that we need to be in protective mode. We need to be ready to hide or ready to run or ready to fight. And so now physically we're communicating to the nervous system that no, we're not going to run, we're not going to fight, we're safe in this present moment. It's okay for the nervous system to be calm. And when our nervous system is calm, we are in that rest and digest state where we can have healthy digestion and elimination, where our bodies can heal and sleep comfortably. And we also stop producing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline and start producing hormones like melatonin and dopamine that support our body's processes, our ability to heal and to grow. Let's just take a few more breaths here, always knowing once again that if this is bringing any discomfort, to come into a posture that is comfortable for you, but still opening the heart. One more full cycle of breath wherever you are. And then we'll bend one knee and then the other if they're not already, and simply roll to one side or the other to come off your block. And we'll place the blocks down once again. Bring the feet to parallel, bring the knees parallel, and bring your palms face down now alongside your hips. Press gently into your triceps and your shoulders here. And we're just going to press into the feet and inhale to lift your hips from the ground any amount, coming into bridge pose. We're going to stay here for several breaths. This is another great way to open up the body if we've been sitting a lot. And it's also a great way to communicate to our nervous system that we're safe and it's a good time to heal. And we'll kind of squeeze the glutes a little bit here because we're not only opening up the front of the body, but we're also building strength to support the low back and the spine and the hips. And you might engage your core a little bit by thinking about kind of mentally connecting the top of the pubic bone with the bottom of the sternum, sort of gently hugging them in towards one another without doing too much movement. And we'll breathe here for 3 more rounds of breath, letting the front of the hip flexors open, releasing the psoas muscle, building strength, hugging the hips in towards the center. Again, relax the jaw, relax the muscles of the face, gently find that grounded sensation through the arms and the skull and the bottoms of the feet. And then we'll find one more inhale here. Exhale, release the hips down to the ground. Open up the arms like a T, palms up or down, whatever feels best in your shoulders. We'll take the feet out a little wider than hip width again. And we'll inhale right here. And as you exhale, let your knees go towards the right as your gaze goes towards the left. Inhale to come back to center and exhale, knees left, gaze right. So we're getting healthy movement in all the joints around the ankles and the knees and the hips and the shoulders and the neck. We're moving the whole digestive system, giving some healthy massage to those internal organs. We're also moving the tissues of our body to help move the lymph around the lymphatic system, which cleans up cellular debris in one direction and delivers healing T cells in the opposite direction. So while it might not look like we're doing a lot of work here, we are. Subtle but powerful work. And then we'll come back to center, hug one knee and then the other in towards your heart. You might cup your knees in your hands and inhale to straighten your arms and let the knees come away from the heart. Exhale, bend the elbows and draw the knees in towards the heart. And just keep using your breath nice and slow and mindful to bring your knees in and out, massaging along your sacrum and your low back. You could stay here with this movement, or maybe you make some circles with the knees in one direction. Massaging around the sacrum, and the farther you come over as you circle to each side, you might massage into the hips and the glutes. One more circle in this first direction, and then the next time the knees come in towards the heart, we'll reverse those circles. And these circles can be as subtle or as generous as feels good to you, and feel free to get funky. Maybe you find a place over here on your right hip or somewhere that just wants to get massaged back and forth. Let it be organic and fluid and supportive for your body today. And the next time the knees come back towards the heart, we'll give them a little hug. Maybe invite your nose up towards your knees to realign your hips and your spine and your neck. And then you can either roll to one side or the other, or hold on to the back of your thighs and rock up and down the mat. We're going to come to a seat. If you're rocking up and down the mat, you might notice you have little snap, crackle, pops along the spine. As long as that doesn't bring any pain for you, feel free to play with it as long as you like. And then we'll come to a nice tall seat. You can be sitting on a block or on a blanket. You can have your knees, your ankles crossed, or you can sit with one heel in and then the other in Siddhasana, or you can bring the legs out long if cross-legged doesn't feel good for you. Whatever you like here. Let's find a nice tall spine here, and again, bring your focus to the areas of your body that are being supported by the ground, by your mat. Feeling your legs touching each other, your sit bones being supported. Kind of give yourself a couple wiggles to even things out and find balance. And draw that base of the skull up towards the sky. Let's inhale and reach the arms out towards the sides, palms facing up. Bring your palms together and then exhale to twist gently over towards your right side. We'll do that again, and if bringing the arms up this far does not feel good for you, just bring them up as far as does feel good. And then we'll twist over towards the left. And we'll just kind of go with a little flow, twisting towards center with your inhale and twisting to either side with your exhales. Next time you twist over towards the right, we'll just let those hands come down wherever feels comfortable for you. Left hand might be right out in front or maybe resting on your right thigh or knee. Right hand can be over here behind your hip like a little kickstand, or you can even take one of your blocks on the highest setting and reach back if you want a little more support for your arm and your shoulder here. Continue to breathe, finding length with your inhales, softness with your exhales, and look over towards your right. And if it's okay for your neck, you might even turn to gaze back over your right shoulder. Stay tall here, gentle tuck of the chin to keep your neck safe. And you might like to keep your gaze back towards the right, or you could turn to gaze to your left any amount. Again, opening up the right side of the neck. Continuing to breathe. One more full breath wherever you are. And then we'll inhale the arms up as much as feels good, coming back to center. Exhale and turn to the left. Let the hands ground wherever they like. You can, again, use a block to give some support to the shoulder here. Turning to gaze to the left, or maybe back over that left shoulder a bit. Find length in your spine as you inhale, drawing the base of the skull up towards the sky. And maybe you twist a little deeper or find a little more softness as you exhale. And if it feels good to you, you might turn your gaze over the right shoulder. And again, breathe into the left side of the body. Couple breaths here. And then let's inhale, bring everything back to center, bring your palms together and down to meet your heart. Just take a moment once again to be aware of the sensation of being supported, of the sense of being strong throughout your spine. And then we'll inhale to open the arms forward, palms facing forward. And then we're going to wrap our arms around ourselves. Doesn't matter which arm is on top because we're going to do the opposite direction as well. And as you breathe here, focus on expanding behind your heart, feeling your shoulder blades kind of draw away from each other as you inhale. Soften as you exhale, keeping the neck nice and long here. If you like, you might bring your hands, your forearms to a kind of a V shape, pressing gently your top arm into the bottom arm for a little leverage here. Again, breathing behind the heart. And if you have the mobility, you could even bring the backs of your hands towards one another or wrap your palms around one another. So no posture is any better than any other. It's just where you are today. And we'll continue to breathe right here, really focusing on the space behind the heart. Let's inhale and reach the elbows up a little bit higher, maybe to shoulder height. And then we'll exhale to draw them down. Inhale, lift the elbows and maybe look up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the elbows down and maybe bow your chin towards your heart. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling up as much as you like and exhaling downward as much as feels good in your body. Next time you inhale, we'll come back to center, open the arms out wide once again. Exhale, opposite arm on top. Holding on to yourself here in a nice, big, gentle hug. Again, thinking about bringing that tenderness here. Maybe expressing some appreciation to your shoulders and all the weight that they carry. Figuratively, maybe physically. Breathing into the space behind your heart, opening up across the back of the body now. It's tall and long in your spine, tucking the chin gently so that the neck is a nice, strong extension of that spine. And then you could bring your arms to that V shape if you like, back of the hands together, or find the bind by wrapping the palms. Again, it doesn't matter which one, we still get the benefits from each posture, and some days we have more space than others. And we'll just find a gentle up and down movement here with those elbows, inhaling as you draw the elbows up any amount. Exhaling as you draw them back down. And maybe adding that gentle lifting of the gaze, a little back bend as you bring the elbows up. And a little rounding, drawing the chin towards the heart as you exhale down. Let's find 3 more repetitions here. Move at your own pace with your beautiful breath. And the next time we inhale, we'll all open up the arms, letting the heart shine forward, letting the heart be open, drawing the hands back and looking up as much as feels good to you. And then exhale, bring your chin level to the earth, bring your palms together at your heart. Feel the contact of all your fingers and your palms touching one another, an anchor for your mind. Bringing your attention to your physical sensations at any point is very grounding for us. If you find your thoughts are kind of scattered or running away with you or repetitious, bring your attention to your physical experience where your body is supported by the ground, where your body is touching itself. You might notice how your thumbs are resting at your sternum here. Whatever keeps your mind anchored and grounded. We'll just finish here in this nice tall seat. And if you like, you can bow your chin gently towards your heart in respect and reverence for all that you are, not just your physical body, but your mental, emotional, and spiritual experience as well. Offering gratitude to all the parts of your body that feel strong and healthy today, as well as to the parts of your body that feel tense or uncomfortable or even painful. Offering all these parts compassion and gratitude. And in the tradition of yoga, the light and the love that exist within me honors that same light and love that is you. Namaste.